Showtime. You get it?
Better call Saul.
All right,
It's showtime,
3, 2, 1, go.
folks.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, boys. They don't know what's popping. Got the fellas doing the fellas podcast. Got the man Don, aka Don Awad, aka Donnie T. You already know who it is. How we doing, John?
Not bad, man. How are you?
You know, trying to maintain. You know what I'm saying? Nick, buddy, how we doing, Nick?
I'm good, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, fucking mushroom man over there.
Bro, I'm gonna go on a trip in a second.
All right, let's get these questions going. Order today is gonna go Nick, Don, aka Johnny, and then me. All right, Nick, how does Westbrook essentially help the Clippers?
Westbrook, I think he'll fit in a lot better than the Lakers, and I think he's gonna play better because the team in LA, like the Lakers, didn't really embrace him, as he said, because you saw him, he wasn't even like smiling, he was just there, and he even said when he got to the Clippers facility that he was happy to be there because they wanted him, and that also helps how you play, because if your teammates don't believe in you, you're not gonna believe in yourself, and I'm sure me and Johnny can, all of us really can relate to that, because if your team puts you down, you're just gonna feel like shit. So with that morale boost is gonna help Westbrook a lot, and especially since Paul George wanted him there, and I'm sure Kawhi's gonna love him. So I think he's gonna help him a lot. They got a real true point guard as long as he doesn't shoot the house out. He should be good. This season he is shooting 42% though from the field and 65 from free throw, and his win shares are only .6. But he is averaging 7.5 assists and 16 points, so I don't know. I think he's going to help him out a lot with scoring opportunities, as long as he's not selfish.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. I give the Clippers offense more of an explosive type and attacking the hoop more. Like Nick said, from the field, that's not bad at all. Free throws, that's pretty bad though. But when that Clippers team is healthy, that's gonna be a dangerous team because he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to be the person to score. He's got Kawhi and PG to help him, and 7.5 assists per game. He's playing like a true point guard, and he doesn't need the ball all the time. So I think he's gonna play good with them. And compared to where he was in the situation with the Lakers, where he is with the Clippers, he seems more happy, as Nick said, the morale boost. Everyone in the locker room sees that he's more happy. I'm excited to see this because not only is he, happy there, he has a better morale over there. The Lakers were at the 13th seed.
Yeah, I think they're at the 13th seed right now.
Yeah,
I
they
was
are.
dark as shit. I
Clippers are-
apologize.
The Clippers are at the 4th seed, so I think that's also going to give them that nice
The
boost.
Lakers are currently 13th, and they
Under.
are approximately they're like a game and a half behind the Warriors right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and the Warriors are trending down, so.
For sure.
I also just to butt in real quick. Sorry, Ty. Even
know
though
you're good.
they did have John Wall before, but I feel like John Wall wanted to score more because he even said like preseason, "Oh, you have the third best dude guarding me. That's bad." But he's trying too hard to score, and I don't think he was really trying too much to help the team out, even though he wanted to go there. And I think Westbrook cares more about winning than John Wall does, because John Wall, I feel like he wants to revive his career and get paid. I think Westbrook cares more about winning, and I think he'll make the actual sacrifices of scoring the ball to help his team. As he did
That's a good
with Paul
point.
George in his second year in Oklahoma City when he let Paul George get 28 a night. Instead of holding Paul George to, 23, and Westbrook was getting about 25. So he sacrificed a little bit of scoring to help his team out.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think, John Wall was trying to, turn back the clock, but I think Westbrook, accepting his role. But anyways, so, obviously the input from the two stars, Kawhi and Paul George, they could still use a veteran point guard, especially after they trade away Reggie Jackson and John Wall. So, and I think, Ty Lue teams, he's made it clear in the past that, he wants to push the tempo and stuff like that. I mean, they rank, I think, 25th in pace per game and 20-something in fast break.
Yeah,
So I think Westbrook definitely pushed the tempo at the guard position, and yeah,
yeah, that's definitely gonna help him because that's Westbrook's. He loves exploding to the hoop, and you know it's a perfect fit.
yeah, I'm excited to see the second half for the Clippers and the second half for the West in general. But anyways, all right, Nick, do you think Mr. Kevin Durant is gonna fit in well with the Suns?
Um, I feel like KD going to Phoenix is really scary. The only thing they don't have anymore is bench depth. I almost just mispronounced that so badly, but they don't have bench depth anymore. They did get T.J. Warren back, which that's a good pickup. He hasn't played in a couple of years, I don't
He's a
think.
baller.
He's been injured a lot recently, but this season KD's averaging about 30 points, 7 rebounds, and he's shooting 56% from the field. That is disgusting.
Mm,
And
looking like
he's
SGA out
shooting
there. God damn.
he's shooting about 38% from 3. And he is averaging 5 assists, so KD does show that he can pass the ball. And he does have Chris Paul, who does not give a single about scoring, and he just wants to give it to his teammates and set them up. So if Chris Paul can have somebody like Kevin Durant on his team, I'm pretty sure they can, if they can turn things around correctly and flow as a team, because I know KD's coming back soon. He's not coming back Sunday against us, thank God, because we can actually win that game. But he's coming back soon, and I think it will help a lot with their offense, make it flow more. And they have a good coach in Monty Williams. I'm sure KD's gonna appreciate that because he's been dying to get like a good front office and good, coaching. As Steve Nash couldn't coach that team for who knows whatever reason.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of hard to say, but I do believe it is very dangerous with KD being on a team with Chris Paul, who said loves to pass the ball, and Devin Booker, who's also a pretty solid scorer. KD can shoot like that. He definitely is going to help him offensively, defensively. I don't know. Trading Mikal Bridges, a lot of first round picks, bench depth. That's going to hurt the team, but maybe KD can help him in a way. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. The Western Conference has a very, very tight race within the top 5, top 6. Yeah, it's a very tight race throughout the whole West. So it's be interesting to see where this goes, but I do believe it can be very dangerous if that whole team gets healthy with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, T.J. Warren, DeAndre Ayton.
Oh yeah, DeAndre Ayton too. That is
That's a scary squad.
That's a scary starting lineup. I think it's the best starting lineup in the NBA, along with the Celtics, I think, as well, because they're dangerous as and their bench too. Oh my God, it's not even fair. But I hope they can win it this year, because last year poor Zach, bro. He witnessed it in real life. He went to that game, so.
Oh yeah. Alright, Durant's fit with Phoenix. So obviously on paper, it's groundbreaking and all that, but there's just a lot of questions will Durant and Booker mesh together? What are we gonna get out of Chris Paul? Will Aiden have to change his play style with Durant arriving? Or even their defense without Mikal Bridges too. He was big on the defensive end.
But
And what
KD
would the
is
depth look like?
long. He can defend any position. He is long.
Yeah, KD, but dude, Mikal Bridges gave that team great minutes over
He's
the
looking
years.
good on the Nets right now, actually.
Yeah, after that 40 bomb a couple weeks ago before the All-Star break.
Cam Thomas had his little, Tatum stretch.
And then he got fined.
Yeah, that was so dumb, dude.
But in my opinion, there's just too many question marks with just 22 games remaining in the season. And the team obviously has enough talent to win the title. But I think for me, there might just not be enough time to build chemistry, so I don't have faith in the Suns this year. I really don't.
That's a good point. But also, what was I gonna say? The Nets with let's look at the Nets too, because they also what the Nets got. Also, by the way, I'm so clobbering stuff. Whatever. But
Are you good?
the Suns were supposed to get John Collins as well in that deal, but that somehow got messed up. But the Nets look really good. Actually, their front office has done some good because the trade to Dallas, that was pretty solid, picking up Spencer Dinwiddie, who's a clutch bucket. He can give you some buckets in clutch time, as you saw against the Sixers. That didn't count. That was dumb. They did receive Jay Crowder, but they cut him. Cam Johnson's a solid shooter. And they got a 2023, 25, 27, and 29 pick swap for first round, so that's pretty good. And yeah, I think their bench improved. I think their team is solid. I think they can make the playoffs. They're right now the 6th seed in the East.
They can definitely make play-in. I mean, their starting lineup.
They're going to clinch play-in, yeah.
Yeah, their starting lineup. I mean, Dinwiddie, Finney Smith, Mikal Bridges, Claxton, and Cameron Johnson. So it's not like, the biggest name crew,
Claxton is good.
It's like they don't really have anyone you get a game plan for, but altogether they're pretty good.
yeah, that's a good point.
Because you
And they're in a
didn't
great
see,
spot team-wise.
yeah, you didn't see much of Mikal Bridges' full potential in Phoenix, so you don't know what he can actually do on the court. That's probably why he dropped that 40 bomb. I don't remember which team it was, but he dropped. Was it against the Suns? No, I don't think it was. It? I don't think so.
Well, it might have been Charlotte was one of them. I'm not too sure,
I think it might
though.
have been Phoenix. I'm gonna check that. But
Yeah. But no, since you're checking that, I think, the Nets are definitely making the play. I think they're locked for the playoffs, dude, because, I mean, they're going to have to tank really hard with 22 games left, and they're,
Yeah.
4th in the East, 10 games above 500, I
it
think.
was Miami. He dropped 45.
I mean,
Mi-
what was the other one?
His first game he got 23, and then the next it was 7. And the last game it says he played was against Miami before All-Star break, 45.
Just my one issue, though, is Ben Simmons. He's out right now with an injury.
Bum Simmons, bro.
I forget what the injury is, but
He
gotta
stubbed his
get back on
pussy.
the
That's his
floor.
injury.
But that team is pretty much a lock for the playoffs, I think. The 4th seed in the West with 22 games left. So, yeah. All right. Nick.
Yes.
And
I love
Luka
this
Doncic,
question.
a
Make
good
the lo-
duo.
Kyrie and
Kyrie and
Luka.
Luka Doncic, bro. What you think?
Kyrie and Luka Doncic are a good
Luka.
duo. Now
Luka Doncic.
they haven't been winning games, but that's just because they're figuring stuff out still. They just got new teammates as well from that trade. Kyrie is an exceptional player. Like you stated, though, Ty, they do need the ball in their hands a lot. But in clutch moments, your team is going to perform at its best. In playoffs, they both step it up, as you see Luka kicking the Clippers and Suns' ass every single year, and Kyrie just stepping it up every single time in the playoffs. Because even in the finals, that man should have won Finals MVP if LeBron wasn't there, if they even would have won. But Kyrie, since he got to the Mavericks, has gotten 24, 25, 28, 38, or 36, and 23. And since Luka has gotten Kyrie, he has gotten about, it's not going to show me, but he's been done pretty well. That's all I'm going to say. He's done really solid as well, keeping his pace up. His assist numbers are still normal. His rebound numbers are still normal. Christian Wood, they should start. I don't know why he's still on the bench. I get he's injured. But once they get Christian Wood back, I think that'll solve a little bit of the problems. And Tim Hardaway Jr. needs to start, evolving his game just a little bit, so he can stretch that floor for both of them and, get them some easy buckets and setups instead of having to rely on those 2, or 3 rather, in Christian Wood all the time in the game. But their defense is going to plummet, like you said. Like, I think Johnny also said that. I know Zach said it
I
too.
know I said that,
Which
yeah.
is true. Their defense is going to suck. But when you're having 2 guys who can put up 60 combined a night and 60 by themselves with another dude scoring 30, it's just not fair. And in the playoffs, I think they can make a real run for the finals or Western Conference Finals. And if they get out in the early rounds, I'm just going to cry because I'm an idiot.
I do like to point out, game last night against the Spurs, the Mavs did flash some offense, so they dropped to 142.
But it's the Spurs. They're the worst
In
defense in the
4
league.
quarters, too, not even in overtime. They dropped 142 in 4 quarters.
Yeah, but the Spurs have the worst defense in the NBA.
They're the
Yeah,
worst
but no,
team
no,
in the
listen to this,
NBA.
though.
They're on a 15-game losing streak. They're the worst team in the NBA.
But Kyrie and Luka only combined for 51, with Kyrie getting 23 and Luka getting 28. I think that's 51. If it's not, then I'm stupid, but I'm pretty sure it's 51. But, yeah, and you had Hardaway with 22, Wood with 16.
Yep.
And so yeah, so even their bench was performing really well. But yeah, as you said, San Antonio's not the
Okay, I got the
best.
stats now. Since Kyrie has joined the Mavs, Luka was out the first game, but Luka got 27, 33, 37, and 28, and his assist numbers have been 5, 6, 9, and 10. So,
So about what they were.
yeah, but his turnovers have gone down as well, from 6 to
That
4 to
makes
2 to
sense, yeah.
1. Yep, and he's shooting 50 above. He has not shot below, like, sub 50 since Kyrie has got there.
I think his potential to go up, to be honest.
They did. But
So he's
I'm
not getting
surprised
double
they did.
teamed now.
Yeah, that's also another thing. They have, like,
Yeah.
imagine having Luka and Kyrie two. It's the same thing as KD. It's basically the same thing as Brooklyn in their first year without Harden. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just a
Johnny,
better
what you think?
center position. A little bit more floor spacing.
I mean, you look at Kyrie and you look at Luka. They're the best front court in the league, or back court, I should say. Sorry, but like they're amazing on paper, but they've just started to win games together. They're on a 3-game losing streak. I know it's like a mini game losing streak, but when you got Luka and Kyrie on the same team, I feel like it should already spark up something. But again, they're not healthy or whatever. But I don't know if really away stuff from last night against the Spurs is really gonna do much because it's Spurs. But dropping 142 on NBA team
It's
itself
kinda-
is
But also, that'll give them confidence.
4 quarters.
So that they'll play better,
Yeah.
too. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, we just beat a
Yeah.
shit team.
I'm not gonna exclude like their hard work and all that from last night. Like that's pretty impressive that you dropped 142 in regulation on an NBA team, but at the same time, Spurs. But but you also do look at the stats of when they both played on the same. It's on the. I can't talk right now. Both played on the court at the same time. They do put up some good numbers, and the bench is lacking. So I think once the bench starts picking it up and they start becoming healthy, they're gonna be pretty good. Right now they have the 6th seed, so I think they're a game behind the 5th seed, and like I said earlier, that Western Conference race is really close. So if they can pick up the pace, then I think they're gonna be pretty scary. And I wouldn't be surprised if we have a Suns Mavericks,
Dude, that would be incredible. Oh my god. Luka and Booker hate each other. Kyrie
Yep.
and KD, former teammates.
uh,
The offense in that game is going to be
There's still some
incredible.
blood in that water, for sure.
Yeah. And I forget what I was going to say, but it was... Yeah, Johnny, like you said, they're 6th seed. And, yeah. The Bucks, though, do look really scary. They're on a 12-game win streak, and they got Chris Middleton back. Woo-hoo. Man, don't count them out. Celtics-Bucks Eastern Conference Finals is definitely probable. I would love to see it, especially after last year. Those 7 games, even though the
Mhm.
Bucks gave up in Game 6. For
'cause
whatever
we're
Up
reason.
like 42, so now
They
you
were
can do
down by
that.
like 2 points, and they just started saying, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna start chucking up, shots." But the Cavs are a sleeper team. I think the Cavs can do some real. And Ty thinks their defense is trash, but they're the best rated defense in the league. So I don't want to
God.
hear it.
Dude, they let up. How much they let up last night?
How much did the Celtics let up last night?
Well, they still won, respectively. They let up 138 in extra regulation, but they let up 115 to the Nuggets last night.
Here's
And the
also
offense has been sputtering, dude.
also an interesting stat to note is that the Celtics are 26-12 in their conference. The Bucks are 23-13. The Nets are 24-13, and guess who's after the Nets? They're ahead of the Cavs, by the way. This is really surprising.
the Nets.
This team will actually be pretty good if they get in the playoffs. Even though Ty
you talking
probably
about-
won't think so, they're not bad. They
What are
shoulda-
you going
They
off
got a
of?
subbed their conference record against
The
East
record,
teams.
oh.
Yeah, in their conference. The Celtics lead it,
Can
then
we
it's the
talk about the
Bucks.
Knicks?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Knicks, Johnny.
Yeah.
They got a
I knew it.
snubbed point guard all-star, and they're pretty good against their conference. They're 23-16. Celtics are 26-12. They're as good as the Bucks are. They're better than the Cavs in wins at least. So, I mean, they're also a team to watch out for, even though they're 16-15 at home. So,
All right, well, anyways, back to Dallas. So, like the Cavs, there's still a lot of question marks on the defensive end. Me and Nick had a big debate a couple days ago about the Cavs defense.
They did.
But anyways, obviously, Kyrie and Luca, unbelievable talent. But what's their center's name, Nick? It's
Who, the Cavs?
Dallas. It's
Christian Wood or Maxi Cleaver?
no,
Dwight
it's
Powell?
JaVale McGee.
Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell.
JaVale McGee, bro. I
Dwight
forgot
Powell.
he was even on that team.
Like, dude, the fact that Dwight Powell is in the starting
I know.
center, averaging 6 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 0.8 assists per game. That's the one, spot, and it's just like I don't know how Christian Wood isn't starting. I know Christian Wood's a power forward, but like just put him at center for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus. You have your center not even averaging 5 rebounds per game.
Who's the starting power forward?
It's
it
Randy
Kleba?
Bullock. No, did I say Randy?
Reggie
Bullock.
What?
Randy
Bro!
Bullock.
Dwight Powell's the only reason
I
I,
know.
think Dwight Powell is starting over Christian Wood is the defense, but he only has a 3 rating higher.
He is, but I think it's got to be something with Jason Kidd, I guess, in the rotations. And to be honest, I trust Jason Kidd. He's shown in the past that he can coach a basketball team. But whatever the science behind that is, bro, I can't tell you.
He's leaving. There's no way Christian Wood is staying with that team. He's not happy.
Probably not.
Speaking
They'll
of
probably get
staying,
him
Kyrie
trade.
looks way too happy to leave right now, but he's done this shit before. Oh, Boston, if you'd like to have me back, I'm glad to stay.
We're not going through this right now, bro. He was
I agree.
He was so happy in Boston.
And in Brooklyn,
so-
and Cleveland, I'm never gonna leave.
He literally said he's not leaving in all 3 of those teams, and then proceeds to
He
leave.
told a child in Cleveland, "Nah, I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna pull LeBron."
He
Dude,
told
he's spoiled. He is spoiled. He went to
And then
LeBron.
told
LeBron
Boston.
James left LeBron, went to the Celtics, left JT and Jalen Brown, 2 right now the best duo in the NBA, but back then they were young stars. They left Brooklyn with Harden.
Well, Harden
used to be
left
Harden.
them because he was not dealing with their board.
KD, like my guy.
I can't
He's
leave my man
spoiled.
7 anywhere.
him behind, and he goes like, "Yeah, I'll leave."
Makes no sense. He's gonna destroy Dallas. He's gonna destroy that team. He is going to destroy that team after this season. I'm telling you right now.
He's a cancer in the locker room.
Why did you
He's-
say that?
He's an infection, bro.
A Walter White cancer.
Anyways. All right, Nick. Tell me, who is the best looking team in the association right now, the most surprising and most disappointing?
My best is between 2 teams right now. Actually, 3 teams.
Come on, dude. It's
3
not rocket
teams.
science. It's pretty obvious, my guy.
3
Don't
teams.
Really obvious.
overthink it. You're overthinking it.
Bucks are one of them. They're third.
Oh.
They're third. Second is the Nuggets, and first is the Boston Celtics. The only
Hey,
reason
oh.
I'm putting the Nuggets above the Bucks is because the Nuggets are the best offense and they have one of the best defenses. They can shoot the lights out for no reason. And if they get home court advantage in the playoffs, they're not losing. They have a 27-4 record at home and a 15-14 on the
crazy.
road. What does that tell you about playing in Denver? My camera froze. That's ugly as hell.
It's the elevation, bro. It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's facts.
Gotta be
It
the
is. It
elevation.
literally is. That's why in the bubble they didn't. They did good, but when the Western Conference Finals came, they just pooped out.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nick, you kind of like there's not other teams that have similar home court advantage because Bucks have a 24-5, the Grizzlies have a 24-5, the Celtics have a 24-7.
Suns and Mavs 20-10, Sixers
Like,
24-8.
It's
But
not
they have
really.
the best home record in the league for years. Like
I'm not
elevation is really different.
that. I'm just saying.
Like look at the road records on other teams like the Celtics 19-10, Bucks 17-12, Nets 16-13, Knicks 17-12. The Nuggets
Nuggets
have a worse
14.
record than all those teams.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And what's the next one? Surprising? Yeah, surprising.
Surprising.
This
yeah.
is unanimous. If you guys don't have this, I'll be surprised. The Sacramento Kings came out on fire.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they were going to hold up, but boy was I wrong. They are better than the Clippers this season. Granted, they've played less games, have 3 less losses, same wins. But De'Aaron Fox is really good. Sabonis is doing
He's my-
amazing. Johnny
He's my-
one of Johnny's favorite players. I think they can make a second round push if maybe some miracle they pull the Mavericks from last year and get to the Western Conference Finals. They will get some free agents in free agency. They will get some good players.
Matchup in the finals, calling it right now.
What is?
Celtics and Kings.
Oh God.
Woof.
I agree with the Celtics,
Book
but
it.
Kings.
Book it with Dawn.
Look with Don, man.
I don't know, but
Nick, most
You know,
disappointing.
most disappointing. Ooh,
Help me on that.
there's a couple. The Warriors are up there.
Well, they've
Yeah.
been kind of injured, so
Yeah,
I
but they're
would
the
leave them out.
Warriors, so you can't be surprised if they do anything good. The
Yeah.
Bulls, like me and Johnny discussed, but the biggest is the Atlanta
Next.
Hawks. The Hawks are the most
Ooh.
disappointing team because they got an all-star in DeJounte Murray upping their defense, who's played a little worse this season, but he has Trae Young. Trae Young's been doing fine. He's been doing Trae Young things. Even though his defense is still kind of it's pretty bad. And John Collins doesn't even want to be there. And they didn't
No.
even trade him at trade deadline. They got a solid shooter in Bogdan Bogdanovic, and that's about it. They fired their coach recently, so they're in some hot water. They might not even make the playoffs. They don't even have a winning record. They're sub 500, 492, and the Raptors are worse than them at 29-31 at 43 winning percentage. And the Raptors have all their players. They have Gary Trent Jr., Pascal Siakam, who by the way was an All-Star, Fred VanVleet, who was an All-Star last year, isn't playing this as well this season, even though Ty said before the season started he was better than Shea, which is not true. Yeah.
it's a self neck. I'll take that.
So there you go. That's mine. Johnny, what do you think? You agree with
Alright.
my list?
I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say yes, but we do have similar looks at it.
Okay, the best is the unanimous between all of us. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Best is the Celtics,
Yeah.
hands down. You know, the Bucks are on a 12-game winning streak. Yes, they're a great team, but you also gotta remember where the Celtics G League team just took the Bucks to OT before All-Star break.
I will give
And,
you that one. That was bad. You almost won that. You should have won that. I was watching
Yeah,
the
they
tie.
need a Drew Holiday miracle 40 bomb 8 threes to beat us.
He's an all-star.
A miracle.
He's an all-star, so I don't know.
Yeah, first time in 10 years. That makes sense.
So I don't know, man. It's just I get you can have bad games, but that just also shows you how great the Celtics are in depth.
I think it's
It-
their coach. Joe Mazzulla has impressed
Yeah, no,
me a lot.
No, he is amazing. I think we're kind of spoiled with coaching because we had Brad.
Brad Stevens
We had-
before. Then you got
Stevens,
Ime,
he was-
who decided to. I don't know why.
We had Ime who, got a little horny, and then
He got
and then we-
uncontrollable.
and then we got Joe. Oh, I love Joe. Joe is the man. I love Joe. He's definitely taken us places, man. And I'm so happy we finally called him like a real coach.
He's not interim anymore. He was interim for until All-Star
Yeah.
break.
I know.
So,
So happy he's like officially a head coach for us now. And, a 43-17 record. I'm so happy I'm a Celtics fan, man. It's awesome.
It's a good time to be alive, baby.
I
Good
have
time to
it.
be alive.
Yeah, Boston sports, man, it's great. But Nick over here with his whack sports, whatever. Anyways, Celtics are the best team in the league. But as I said, the top three is Celtics, Nuggets, and Bucks.
Yep.
And the most surprising team, I'm gonna say, is probably the Nets because they have been holding it down since the trade and since they lost KD and
it's been 3
Kyrie.
games.
I know, but they've been holding it down pretty good.
They lost
Now,
2.
Let me talk because they've been showing a future with how they're scoring, they're young, they're moving the ball. You got Mikal Bridges, who is the star. But you also got to look at the Kings, baby. Also got to look at the Kings. You got to look at Sabonis, man. You got to look at Sabonis. He's the future of that team. He's going to stay there for a while. Same with the Aaron. I might be a little biased since I'm a huge Sabonis guy. I'm definitely going to cop one of his jerseys soon. So, I don't know. So that's the two most surprising. I'm gonna give the Kings an edge on that one. Or the Knicks too. The Knicks, they've been stepping it up. They were struggling a little bit in the beginning, but they've been, getting it together. And probably my most disappointing one, sadly for me, because I was looking at this team, but the Bulls have been pretty bad this year.
They didn't even trade Zach LaVine, which they should have done at the trade deadline.
26-33, bro. Damn, dude. That team has some power, and it's just going to waste. You got Zach LaVine, you got DeMar, you got Vucevic, you got yeah. Lonzo, I wish he played. I think if they had Lonzo, they would have had a better record, but not like completely flipped upside down.
They'd have like 5 more wins, maybe.
They would probably have anywhere from 5 to, I would say, even probably, like, they'd probably be in the top 5 right now if they had Lonzo, because he's not a guy who's going to score. He's a guy who loves to pass. He can score if he needs to, but he's not like an excellent shooter. But he has improved on his shooting.
He's gotten really good though.
Yeah, no, I love Lonzo. I was really hoping for him to come back, but he has an injury that apparently he's went across the country and no doctor's really seen this injury before. So yeah. I'm kind of scared for the future. I'm kind of scared for the Bulls right now. They really haven't done anything, so I don't think they're really gonna do much unless they can turn around right now which they should. You got DeMar.
You got Patrick Beverly.
You got Patrick Beverly,
defense.
Who kind of gives you that edge and
that energy, a lot of it.
On your defense. So, and you got Zach LaVine. So you have like 3-4 players that can change a game, and I don't know if it's coaching. It probably is coaching, but they've not been.
Billy Donovan is kind of.
Yeah, but they've not been even meeting expectations. Not even let them exceeding it, because I was expecting them to be like a top 5 team in the East.
Yep.
But I don't know. Pretty disappointing. They're below the Wizards. So if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will with a 26-33 record. So, I don't know, man. They need to turn around if they even can, but it's not looking good for them or their future, since not a lot of people are really happy in there right now. So, take it away, Ty.
Disappointing. I'm going to go with New Orleans, actually. I believe
I
they were like second or third in the West. Am I right with that?
Yeah, no, they were.
But they
were like top 5.
They faced a lot of injuries, though. To be fair,
they were holding down
injuries. The record on the road is like 10. I know it's 10 wins. I'm not exactly sure how many losses.
10-20.
That team was, that team was playing great basketball for October, November, December, and in January they went 3-13. 13 losses in the month of January. And, the points per game have dropped every single month. October was 118.5, 116.5, 118.3 in December, and then 109 in January, and then 113 in February. So, I don't know what happened to that team. Honestly, they at first surprised me. They made a big splash early in the season and climbing the standings, but now they're just kind of tanking, and with the injuries, obviously. But that team, I don't think has a bright future. They're like, most of those guys are injury prone with Ingram and Zion Williamson. So in the offseason, they might have to make some moves, I feel like. But best team, I'm not gonna give you a top 3 and all that bullshit. It's a Boston Celtics #1, bro. I mean, we saw it last night. the team dropped like 145, and it was like the fifth time this season that every starter's been healthy. Every starter played without Gallinari, obviously. So we have a very small sample size of what this team really can do when they're fully healthy. But right now, I mean, I don't see a team that can stop them with their unbelievable three-point shooting. Brogdon, sixth man of the year, right there with Christian Wood. Derek White, I mean, dude, call him like the seventh man of the year. Like, I don't even know at this point.
Oh, yeah,
Dude
he's
is
going
balling
off.
right now.
Going off.
Derek White. So, yeah, no brainer for me. You know, I'm a Celtics fan, obviously, but I think any NBA fan would agree that they are the best looking team at the moment. And what's the last one? Disappointing? No, I already said that. Surprising. Surprising. Most surprising, you know, Nick brought it up earlier, and I'm glad he did. But I'm gonna go with the Knicks. I mean, coming into this season, they did all that bull crap in the draft to try to get Brunson. I mean, Jesus,
They
practically
traded
all
away
their
Jalen
picks.
Durham, which was kind of dumb.
Yeah, just because his dad was part of the coaching staff, so they did all that
It
for
worked
just
out.
Brunson. I thought it was stupid, but that man, JB, not Jalen Brown, but Jalen Brunson, that brother is balling. Him and Julius Randle are meshing, dog. Right now, 33-27. They're not the best team at home, but I think that can change at a moment's notice because, you know, MSG, the most famous arena in the world, they sell it every single night, so I'm not worried about the home record. I think, you know, if you see um, the Knicks in the first round or even the play-in, I think they're going to be a scary team. Nobody wants to really see them that early in the playoffs in a seven-game series or in the play-in.
If it's
So,
Cavs
yeah.
Knicks, I don't know who I'm taking in that one. That wouldn't be.
Cavs Knicks, that's closer than most people think, I feel
know.
like.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think Knicks, oh, they sucked for like the last couple of years, even though they made the playoffs, like what was it last year, the other year when Trae Young just kicked. No, it was the other year when Trae Young just waved them goodbye.
That was evil.
That's funny.
Dog, for real. All right, Nick. Will the Los Angeles Lakers make the playoffs, play in, or just straight up miss the postseason?
Well, my friend, I'm here with an answer. I think they'll just miss it. Either that or make the play-in, because there's no chance they're making the playoffs. Right now they're 13th. They're behind the Thunder. They've lost to us twice, and even on LeBron's all-time scoring night, because he's a bum. LeBum James.
Whatever.
Yeah, he cries about every foul call.
Baby James.
The baby James. So the Lakers offensively, they rank 6th in field goals made. They're 9th in
Nice.
field goal percentage, so that's not bad.
Like the man D-Lo.
But their three-pointers made is 28th, so second worst in the league. And their three-pointers attempted this is on average, by the way, 31. So they
Ew.
shoot about.
Ew.
Yeah, they're 4th worst in the league in three-point percentage with 34. But they did add Malik Beasley, D'Lo, and all
That's
those
with
guys
Westbrook.
to
It's
improve.
Westbrook's fault.
And Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis
Oh,
is
yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis had he's shooting like 20% from three, and LeBron's not doing that.
Yeah.
Actually, LeBron's doing pretty good, but they rank 5th in
LeBron's really
yeah, they rank 5th in total rebounds, but offensive rebounds they're 23rd in the whole league, so 7th worst, and defensive rebounds they are actually the second best. So you know the fouls drawn they are second, so LeBron needs to stop crying because they literally have the second most fouls drawn a game in the league at 18.5. That is ridiculous. 18.5 fouls. Think about that. In 4 quarters. That's more than 4 fouls per quarter on their team. They're
Great
almost in
math.
the bonus every single quarter, and he's crying about it. In
Yeah.
points a game, they're 6th. So really, their opponent ranks. This is really bad. They let their opponents score the second most field goals in the league. They let them attempt the most. Their field goal percentage is right around the mid area, so 14th. They've had top 10 in worst 3-point defense. They've had actually their top 4 because they make the top 4 percentile of threes a game. Their opponents do. The free throw percentage of opponents is also 6th. Something we can really do about that. The rebounding though, their opponents is also really bad, mainly because they make most of their shots. Defensive rebounding, they hold their opponents to 27th, so 3rd worst. Assists, they don't really let them get any assists off, which is good. Steals, it's not very good. And blocks, they're top 5. Turnovers, they're also top 4, so that's not bad. But fouls they give are top 5 in the league, which is bad. And points they give are bottom, actually top 5. They're just above them, so they get outscored by 1 point exactly a game.
Oh,
All right, edit this shit out. Nigga, that was way too many stats. Oh my god.
that was a lot of stats.
Way too many stats. No big deal. Fix it for next time. Edit this out, and then Johnny, let's go.
All right. My turn, baby. Let's go.
All
right.
Oh, my camera crashed.
I think. The is going on here?
My camera crashed again.
Okay, so we're gonna edit that part out.
Yeah,
so
we are.
Hey, hold on. One more thing. Get that timestamp, by the way.
I did.
Okay, good. All right,
Think
let's
I
go.
didn't? Good.
All right, I'm just my whole intro and everything. So.
Yep.
All right, so, Lakers. I think they're gonna make play-ins. You know, I've said multiple times, tight race in the West. Even for the bottom teams too, they're very close with each other. From the Lakers to the Timberwolves that are the 7th seed, there's only a 3-game difference from wins from wise. So that just shows you how close the West is, and anything can happen in the West. You have D'Lo now. You have Beasley. You have LeBron. LeBron's just LeBron doing LeBron things. You got AD, who you don't know what you're gonna get from him, to be honest with you, because he's always gonna have like a lingering injury, or he's just gonna get injured and have a new injury. But they got Mo Bamba, all right. So that's a little something that center position. I think they did a solid job with the trades before the trade deadline. Getting D'Lo, a bit more of a scorer than Westbrook. You get Beasley, so I think they're gonna pinch it into the play-ins. I do see them missing it too if they don't step it up, because they are 28 and 32. And just the start of their season was really bad, so that's really kicking them in the ass right now. But they're the 13th seed. They're behind the Trailblazers at 12, Thunder 11, and the Warriors at 10, who's like currently trending down right now with Curry not being in there with his injury, and them just not performing because they need Curry on offense, and their defense is not well. So if the Lakers stay healthy, if they really just switch that mentality around, I think they can squeeze into maybe like the 9th seed, maybe, or 8th. I don't know, but I don't think LeBron's gonna let this season go to waste, especially since he just got the scoring record, and his team just got better from the trade deadline. So we're just gonna have to find out about it. But I do think they're gonna make plans. But yeah, up to you to die.
All right, W take. I'm guaranteeing a play-in berth, guaranteeing a play-in win, and I'm guaranteeing a first-round win. As long as it's not against Denver, Memphis, or even Dallas and Phoenix. If they play any other team in the West in the first round, Clippers,
The King?
forget.
Sabonis?
The Kings, forget. I bet they got no playoff experience. I am guaranteeing LA will get a first round win if it's against one of those or not one of those teams that I just mentioned. With the addition of D'Lo, Jared Vanderbilt, and Mo Bamba, the team is already scoring more points than they did this month than any other month. They're at about like 120 points per game already in the month of February. Scoring's already up for obvious reasons, and they have to win about 14 of the last 22 games, so not much room for error to make the play-in. But I think LeBron James is going to realize that, and he's going to start managing and take control of the games more. So, man, I got a good feeling about the Lakers, man. Really feel AD is gonna stay healthy. About time, and if that happens, man, I'm guaranteeing a first round win. So yeah, that's all I got.
My camera, bruh. I swear to God.
All right, Nick.
Hold up, my camera needs to turn on. I can't let them see Zach's bald ass.
I can see it right now.
Oh, there we go.
All right, timestamp it.
Also, hold on. Okay. 58. Let's just do 58:05. And against the Nuggets, let me look this up real quick. Against the Nuggets, they are 2-2. And who else did you say that we're gonna beat or not gonna beat? Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Grizzlies. They've won their only matchup with them this season. So.
All it doesn't matter. They're a brand new team now, so none of that matters.
I guess but they've lost every game to the Clippers as well.
I'm
On
not
my
worried
birthday
about it.
too.
Not worried about it. But on another note, Nick, which team has the most pressure or is under the most pressure
Which team is under the most pressure?
to be successful this season?
So if we're counting like after All-Star break, which I assume we are.
Yep.
I think that the two teams, and they're both in the East. I think that the Sixers have a lot because they traded for James Harden. He's also in his last year of his contract. Even though he
Valid.
said that this is like the team he's gonna win it with, even though he had like a better team on the Rockets. They need to win this season, or else they're not gonna like at least make conference finals, which they're not, because the Bucks are. I think it needs to be Celtics Bucks again. But I think that the Celtics also have a lot of pressure because they made the finals last year. They even made team improvements, and if they don't even make the finals this year, I consider it a bust season because their team got better from last season. If you can't make the finals this year with a better team, and you're the best in the league with probably the best coach in the league at this right now, then that's a fail, and that's a lot of pressure. And they gotta win it too. They don't have to win it, but they should win it this season. They're my favorites. My preseason prediction, Ty, I don't know if you remember me saying this, but I said it was going to be Celtics Clippers. So,
I think I remember that.
yeah.
All right. Well, I have two teams, but I'm gonna say one team because I think it's kind of a standing out reason, and then one team I'm gonna put a main focus on. So, Mavs, I think they have
Oh,
pretty-
shit.
a pretty
That's a good one.
good pressure on them with Kyrie in there, and once they get Christian Wood, because that's gonna be a pretty scary trio if they stay healthy and change it around. But Kyrie is. This could potentially be only half a year thing for Kyrie in Dallas. So if they don't do good, I don't see him staying. So I think the Mavs is a team that has a lot of pressure, but they're also still pretty young and trying to figure it out. Another team too is going to go back to the Lakers a bit. They don't have high standards per se, but they do have.
Fans do. The fans do.
The fans definitely do, but you have, I think, players themselves.
Breaking news. Sorry, Johnny. We have live news.
Hold it!
Quinn
Hold it,
Snyder
breaking
is
news.
now the Hawks head coach.
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
$8 million per year. I like that move.
All right.
Anyways,
So-
I'm sorry, Johnny. That's the first breaking news we've ever had on this podcast.
I know. It had to be
Aaron
done.
Rodgers might come up too. We just
It had
gotta be
during
careful.
my segment, but that's fine. It is my turn. It is my
Okay, Skip
turn,
Bayless.
as Bill as Bayless would say. It's my turn. But I think the Lakers have a lot of pressure just within the locker room itself. When you have D'Lo, when you have Vanderbilt, when you have Beasley, when you have AD, when you have LeBron. So I think LeBron's gonna try to change that around himself, at least, with at least trying to make a late push. But because I think this season itself is pretty important to LeBron. I think he knows he's not going to win a championship this year unless everyone goes ballistic shit and just goes on fire.
Yep. AD especially has to light on fire.
AD has to step it up.
If he goes on fire again like he did that 1 month, then
when they won the championship, AD was the man who was doing
that
the
game
dirt.
winner against the Nuggets too.
Yep. So well, I think the Lakers definitely have a lot of pressure on them. Mavs have a lot of pressure on them. So those are my two teams that I say have pretty good pressure on them. And like I said before, I think LeBron knows they're not going to win a championship. At least trying to make a late push and give them momentum to go into the off season and build on it to next season. I think he's going to try and do something. Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
W takes from both you guys, but I think y'all missing the point a little bit. So I'm gonna go with Mr. I'm fine in the West. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Memphis Grizzlies, dog. I mean, dude, since Josh said that, the league and the media has been eating that up,
Yeah.
as you can see from the trade deadline. I mean, my God, dude. The league ate that up. I'm fine in the West.
4-6
They
in
took
the
that-
last 10.
they took that personally.
Exactly. But I think it's about time this team to make themselves known. I mean, they've been relevant the last 2-3 years. And they have some expiring contracts in the offseason, I believe. So this might just be their last chance to make a splash with this kind of team that they have. But I don't see it. I don't see it happening at this point with, Denver holding down the West and with the Suns on the come up. So, at the beginning of the season, they might not have had the most pressure, but, they're staying in contention like they always do. And with the John Moran comment, like I said, the league has been eating that up. So, yeah, I'm going with the Memphis Grizzlies.
I like that. W.
All right,
Yeah.
What teams should be sellers in the offseason, and which teams should be essentially buyers in the offseason?
I'll do one each from the East and the West. In the East,
Okay.
I think if this team doesn't succeed, I think they should try rebuilding a little bit. It's either the Bulls or the Sixers, because the Sixers, like I said, with Harden, and if Embiid can't get a good team, like they should get rid of Tobias Harris. He's bad. Like he's not that good. And they chose him over Jimmy Butler. Like, what do you?
Yeah, but dude, think about it. Tobias Harris is the fourth best player on that team. That's kind of crazy if you think about it. That's kind of off topic, but
Tyrese
like,
Maxey? Yeah, he's good too.
oh yeah,
But
you have Tobias Harris as the fourth best player on your team.
yeah,
That
makes
just kind of
sense.
stuck out to me. But anyways, sorry.
You guys have what? Robert Williams is the fourth best. No, Al Horford is the fourth best
You,
player.
you
in the
don't
team.
even fourth best.
But
I don't even know, honestly.
the Bulls also probably have to sell this offseason. There's no way they're winning anything anytime soon. And then
Mhm.
buying in the East has to be the Knicks. They have to get something, or the Heat. The Knicks or the Heat. Johnny, that was probably your pick. I'm
You
sorry.
took both of my picks.
So yeah, that's my East, and then the West. I think the Kings should definitely look into buying this offseason. And the team that should probably sell in the West is probably the Mavericks if they don't get Kyrie again. If they don't get Kyrie for the next season. Is that both your picks again, Johnny? No, it's not. You're such a liar. That's just my opinion, so.
That's tough.
Sorry, Johnny. I took your segment.
Here, I'll take some of the pressure off. I will.
No, I'll go.
Voluntarily.
I already
Just add on to what I said, I guess.
fuck me. All right, so I'm gonna say a buyer for the East. I was gonna say Knicks because they can definitely expand and cover some holes, but I'm gonna go with the Wizards. It's either they
I think they should sell. Get Bradley Beal the hell out of there.
I think they either need to trade Bradley Beal or finally build a team around him, because it's just getting ridiculous.
They think that team is built around him, by the way. So.
Huh? No, not
They
even
do. The Wizards ownership thinks it is.
Oh. Awful. So I think even if they do trade Bradley Beal, I feel like he's really
Porzingis too.
Porzingis too. I feel like they've just been collecting. He's been collecting dust. So how old is he now? Like
Porzingis
he's
is like 27.
No, I mean I'm
Beal?
talking about Beal.
He's like up there in like his 30s.
Yeah, so he's already lost some stock with his age, I'd say. So trading him this
He's
offseason.
29. Never mind. Oh my god.
Yeah, so he's in his late 20s, going into his 30s. You need to either trade him now, or you really just lost a lot of value in him. And so I think you could either go either way with that team. You either build right now, or you sell.
The thing is though, where would Bradley Beal go? Actually, I could see him going to the Nuggets.
He could go anywhere, to
Nuggets,
be honest.
Clippers.
If he goes to the Nuggets, that's very, very scary.
That is insane. Or Grizzlies. They can move Bane to small forward.
But fuck it. They're a buyer, and I'm gonna go with a seller here. A seller is the Bulls. Okay, I'm keeping the Bulls because that was such a stern pick for me. That was such a solid pick for me, and Nick had to go and take all 4 of my picks. So, yeah, the Bulls. You need to trade Zach LaVine. Nothing wrong with Zach LaVine, but he has good value. I don't know, man. It's just I really don't know what's wrong with that team. Just that front office and the coaching. They just need to really figure it out this offseason. So I think they need to sell because I don't think buying will do them anything. And then for the West, I don't know. Maybe the T-Wolves, to be honest with you.
Yeah, their team is terrible. Their team is so bad.
Because when you look at it on paper, it's pretty solid. You got Ant, you got Cat, you got Gobert, who's great on defense.
He can't score for shit.
No, he cannot. I think that's what they're missing.
He's like a Dennis Rodman without like IQ.
Yeah, exactly.
And he has more height, which is sad.
And he doesn't hustle like Dennis Rodman though. But yeah, I think they need to. I think they have a few missing pieces, and they can be a top 3 team in the West, maybe in the league, because they got Ant, they got Cat, they got Gobert. So that should itself be the best front court. And you have Cat's a small forward, shooting guard. He can fit either position. Yeah, not Cat. Sorry, Ant.
Oh my god. Okay, I was gonna say. Oh
Dude.
my god.
Right.
Cat is a small forward.
Ant. He can fit the shooting guard, small forward position. So, no, they should need to fix a few holes in there. So they're a buyer and a seller. I'm gonna go with. Might be a little controversial here. Might not be. But I'd say
Blazers.
the Warriors.
Oh.
Oh, fuck you, Johnny. God.
I know how I feel. Keep Curry, trade Clay, trade Draymond. Maybe not trade Draymond. We'll see how that goes. Because Draymond has
He's leaving for the Lakers. Are you kidding me? He's gone. He's a free agent. He's gone.
But I don't know. It's a young team, but they need veterans there. They just can't succeed without Curry. So they need someone else who can carry the load when a star is missing, because obviously Clay and Draymond can't hold it down. So, yeah.
Oh, it's finally my turn.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Almost fell asleep. Anywho, well, that was tough to listen to. But,
What's that supposed to mean?
because y'all taking my picks, I mean, shit.
I took his. I took all of his picks.
Anyways,
I had to make him on the spot.
No, I'm not gonna bore you guys. You know, T Wolves, get them a good front court or back court.
So
They'd be
Bayern,
aight
okay.
in the West next season. Sellers, you know, I was gonna say the Warriors. I'm still gonna say the Warriors. Break up that big three. You know, it's about time. Get picks, proven talent, whatever you can. Warriors, that big three is dunzo. Calling it right now. Break them up and save it for the future.
Yep, Jordan Poole's the new Splash Brother.
Jordan Poole, I'll keep Poole. He's
I hate
still
him.
young.
Cool.
But at least get rid of. Man, I would like them to get rid of Clay and Curry.
Yeah, they should
But-
get rid of Clay. They should give Clay to New
They
New
should-
York.
They should not give Curry away.
Curry,
I would like Clay in New York, yeah.
Clay in New York would be so nice.
Mm-hmm. Alright, any other final comments, boys?
This is gonna be a pain in the absolute ass to edit.
Alright, save
Um,
it, Mushroom
well-
Man.
I was gonna.
Yeah,
What?
final thoughts.
All right. Well, I feel like something we didn't really shine on a lot was Kevin Love to the Heat.
That's like, I don't know, doesn't really have much value.
And just listen. I feel like Kevin Love to the Heat does bring him a little bit of leadership, brings him a little bit of edge.
Championship DNA? Huh?
Huh?
Championship DNA?
Yeah, championship DNA. Even though he got carried there, but he still contributed. But I don't think it's significant, to be honest with you. But I feel like he was a star at one point. So I
The
feel like it
Timberwolves,
should-
Kevin Love was disgusting.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I just want to say that.
Alright, fellas. No more final thoughts. We're gonna
Nope.
wrap it up here. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. And have a good one.
Schaefer MVP.
Shut the f up.